Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Today we're taking a look at Noah's Ark and the Great Flood. This challenge will test your knowledge of one of the most powerful stories in the Bible, a story of faith, obedience, judgment, and salvation. Through 25 thought-provoking questions, we'll explore Noah's unwavering faith in God, the building of the Ark, the global flood, and God's covenant that still stands today. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more Bible quizzes, and share your score in the comments below. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. Why did God decide to send a flood? A. The land was cursed. B. People were too powerful. C. There were too many people. D. The earth was full of violence and corruption. You get 10 seconds. That's D. The earth was full of violence and corruption. God saw that humanity had become utterly wicked, with evil filling their hearts continually. Genesis chapter 6, verses 5 to 11. Their corruption and violence grieved him, leading to his decision to cleanse the earth through a great flood. However, Noah was found righteous in God's sight, and through him, humanity would have a second chance. This story highlights both God's justice and his mercy. Question 2. What did God command Noah to build? A. An ark. B. A tower. C. An altar. D. A temple. You get 10 seconds. That's A, an ark. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 14, God instructed Noah to build an ark as a place of refuge for himself, his family, and the animals. This massive wooden structure was a symbol of salvation, foreshadowing how God always provided a way for his faithful people to escape judgment. Just as Noah's ark saved lives, Jesus later became the ultimate source of salvation for mankind. Question 3. What kind of wood was used to build the ark? A. Oak. B. Cedar. C. Olive wood. D. Gopher wood. You get 10 seconds. That's D, gopher wood. Genesis chapter 6, verse 14 mentions gopher wood as the material for the ark. While scholars are unsure exactly what kind of wood this was, it is believed to have been a strong and durable type of timber. God provided Noah with specific instructions to ensure that the ark could withstand the floodwaters and protect its passengers, demonstrating God's attention to detail in his divine plans. Question 4. How long did it take Noah to build the ark? A. 7 years. B. 40 days. C. 100 years. D. 120 years. You get 10 seconds. That's C, 100 years. Genesis chapter 5, verse 32 and chapter 7, verse 6 suggests that Noah was 500 years old when he had his sons and 600 when the flood came, meaning he spent about 100 years building the ark. During this time, he preached to the people, warning them about the coming judgment, but they refused to listen. His perseverance and obedience stand as a lesson in faithfulness, even when faced with skepticism. Question 5. How many levels did the ark have? A. 4, B. 3, C. 2, D. 1. You get 10 seconds. That's B. 3. Genesis chapter 6 verse 16 states that the ark had 3 levels, decks. This allowed for ample space for Noah's family, the animals, and food storage. Each deck likely served a different function, with separate areas for living quarters, supplies, and animal enclosures. The careful design of the ark reflects God's wisdom and provision, ensuring that everything necessary for survival is included. Remember to hit that subscribe button and join our community to stay updated on all the amazing content we have planned. Question 6. How many pairs of clean animals were taken into the ark? A. 2, B. 4, C. 6, D. 7. You get 10 seconds. That's D. 7. Genesis chapter 7 verses 2 to 3 reveals that 7 pairs of clean animals were taken into the ark, while unclean animals entered in pairs, 1 male and 1 female. Clean animals were used for sacrifices and possibly food after the flood. This distinction between clean and unclean animals foreshadows the dietary laws later given to Israel in Leviticus. Question 7. How long did it rain during the flood? A. 40 days and 40 nights. B. 100 days. C. 20 days. D. 7 days. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis chapter 7 verse 12 states that it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, but the floodwaters remained on the earth much longer. The number 40 appears frequently in the Bible, often representing a period of testing or judgment, such as Moses fasting for 40 days and Jesus being tempted in the wilderness for 40 days. Question 8. How high did the floodwaters rise? A. Up to the trees. B. Up to city walls. C. To the ark's roof. D. Above the highest mountains. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Above the highest mountains. Genesis chapter 7 verses 19 to 20 states that the floodwaters covered even the highest mountains, rising at least 15 cubits, about 23 feet, above them. This complete submersion wiped out all land-dwelling creatures, emphasizing the totality of God's judgment. The only survivors were those within the ark, showing God's protection over the righteous. Question 9. How long did the floodwaters stay on the earth? A. 120 days. B. 140 days. C. 150 days. D. 170 days. You get 10 seconds. That's C, 150 days. Genesis chapter 7 verse 24 states that the waters remained high for 150 days before they began to recede. During this time, Noah and his family remained inside the ark, waiting for God's timing to restore life on earth. This patience and trust reflect faith in God's plan, as Noah had no control over when the flood would end. Question 10. Where did the ark come to rest after the flood? A. Mount Zion. B. Mount Ararat. C. Mount Sinai. D. The Red Sea. You get 10 seconds. That's B, Mount Ararat. In Genesis chapter 8, verse 4, the ark came to rest on Mount Ararat, a mountain located in modern-day Turkey. The gradual recession of the floodwaters and the ark's safe landing demonstrate God's providence and faithfulness. Ararat became a symbol of new beginnings, as Noah and his family would repopulate the earth from this point. Question 11. What bird did Noah first send out to check for dry land? A. Dove. B. Eagle. C. Raven. D. Sparrow. You get 10 seconds. That's C, raven. Genesis chapter 8, verse 7, Noah sent out a raven, which kept flying back and forth because the land was still covered with water. Unlike the dove, the raven did not return, likely because it could feed on floating debris. This moment underscores Noah's reliance on God's signs to determine when it was safe to leave the ark. Question 12. What did the dove bring back to Noah? A. A stone. B. A fig leaf. C. A branch. D. An olive leaf. You get 10 seconds. That's D. An olive leaf. In Genesis chapter 8, verse 11, after Noah sent out a dove, it returned carrying a fresh olive leaf in its beak. This signified that the floodwaters had receded enough for vegetation to grow again. The olive leaf became a symbol of peace and renewal, representing God's restoration of the earth and a new beginning for mankind. Question 13. How many people were saved on the ark? A. 8. B. 7. C. 6. D. 5. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 8. Genesis chapter 7 verse 13 states that Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, a total of 8 people, were saved on the ark. This number is significant because it represents a new beginning for humanity. Despite the world's wickedness, God preserved a righteous remnant, allowing them to repopulate the earth. Question 14. What was the first thing Noah did after leaving the ark? A. Built a house. B. Started farming. C. Explored the land. D. Built an altar and made a sacrifice. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Built an altar and made a sacrifice. The first thing Noah did after leaving the ark was build an altar and offer burnt sacrifices to God using clean animals. Genesis chapter 8, verse 20. This act of worship and gratitude pleased God, and he responded by blessing Noah and establishing a covenant with him and all living creatures. Question 15. What sign did God give as a covenant never to flood the earth again? A star. B, a rainbow. C, an earthquake. D, a fire in the sky. You get 10 seconds. That's B, a rainbow. God placed a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his covenant never to destroy the earth with a flood again. This unconditional promise demonstrated God's mercy and faithfulness, assuring humanity that his judgment would be tempered with grace. Genesis chapter 9, verses 13 to 17. Question 16. What was Noah's occupation after the flood? A, shepherd. B, carpenter. C, farmer. D, fisherman. You get 10 seconds. That's C, farmer. In Genesis chapter 9, verse 20, Noah is described as a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. This marks the beginning of agriculture in the post-flood world, as Noah and his family worked to rebuild civilization. However, his vineyard later led to an incident where he became drunk, resulting in the dishonoring act by his son. Genesis chapter 9, verses 21 to 22. Question 17. Which of Noah's grandsons was cursed by Noah? A, Ham. B, Shem. C, Canaan. D, Japheth. You get 10 seconds. That's C, Canaan. Genesis chapter 9, verses 24 to 25. After Noah awoke from his drunkenness and learned what his son Ham had done, he did not curse Ham directly, but instead cursed Ham's son, Canaan, saying he would be a servant to his brothers. This prophecy was later fulfilled when the Israelites, descendants of Shem, conquered Canaan under Joshua. Joshua chapters 3 to 4. The event highlights the importance of honoring parents and foreshadows the judgment of the Canaanites due to their wickedness. Question 18. How long did Noah live after the flood? A, 350 years. B, 250 years. C, 150 years. D, 100 years. You get 10 seconds. That's A, 350 years. Genesis chapter 9, verse 28 states that Noah lived 350 years after the flood, bringing his total lifespan to 950 years. His long life allowed him to witness the expansion of humanity after the flood. Noah's age ranks him among the longest living figures in the Bible, emphasizing the lifespans of early generations and their role in repopulating the earth. Question 19. What were Noah's sons known for? A, leading Israel. B. Building the ark. C. Becoming priests. D. Repopulating the earth. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Repopulating the earth. Genesis chapter 9, verse 19 states that the entire human race descended from Noah's 3 sons. Their descendants spread across the world, forming different nations. Shem's line led to Abraham and Israel. Ham's descendants included the Canaanites, and Japheth's line settled in various regions of the earth. This division of humanity set the stage for biblical history and the fulfillment of God's plan. Question 20. What was Noah's father's name? A. Terah. B. Lamech. C. Enoch. D. Methuselah. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Lamech. Noah's father Lamech prophesied that Noah would bring relief from the curse placed on the ground due to Adam's sin. Genesis chapter 5, verses 28 to 29. Lamech's words, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands," highlight Noah's role as a restorer and preserver of life through the ark, marking him as a pivotal figure in biblical history. Stay with us until the end of the video to see how many Bible quiz questions you got right. Don't forget to note your score and share it with us in the comments section. Let's explore and learn more about the Bible with these fun and interesting questions. Question 21. How did God describe Noah's generation? A. Evil and corrupt. B. Obedient and humble. C. Righteous and faithful. D. Blessed and prosperous. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Evil and corrupt. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5 states that every inclination of the human heart was only evil all the time. The world had become so wicked that God regretted creating mankind and decided to cleanse the earth. However, Noah found favor with God, Genesis chapter 6 verse 8, demonstrating that even in a sinful world, those who remain faithful can be saved by God's grace. Question 22. Who shut the door of the ark? A. Noah. B. God. C. Shem. D. An angel. You get 10 seconds. That's B. God. Genesis chapter 7 verse 16 states that God himself shut the door of the ark, sealing Noah and his family inside. This act demonstrated divine protection, ensuring that those within were saved, while those outside faced judgment. This moment is a powerful reminder that only God controls salvation and the timing of his judgment, reinforcing his authority over life and death. Question 23. How many doors did the ark have? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. You get 10 seconds. That's A. 1. Genesis chapter 6 verse 16 specifies that the ark had only one door, symbolizing God's single path to salvation. Just as there was only one entrance into the ark, the New Testament teaches that Jesus is the only way to salvation. John chapter 14 verse 6. This design emphasized God's sovereignty in providing protection and deliverance for those who obey Him. Question 24. Which of Noah's sons was the ancestor of the Israelites? A. Ham. B. Shem. C. Canaan. D. Japheth. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Shem. Genesis chapter 10 verses 21 to 31. Shem's descendants include Eber, the ancestor of the Hebrews, leading to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and ultimately the Israelites. The term Semitic originates from Shem, referring to the people who descended from him. Through his lineage, God's covenant continued, leading to the birth of Jesus Christ, fulfilling the promise of redemption. Question 25. What does Noah's story foreshadow? A. The Great Exodus. B. The Tower of Babel. C. The Coming of Jesus. D. The Ten Commandments. You get 10 seconds. That's C. The Coming of Jesus. Noah's Ark symbolizes salvation from judgment, just as Jesus provides salvation from sin. 1 Peter chapter 3 verses 20 to 21 compares Noah's Ark to baptism, stating that just as the Ark saved Noah from destruction, Christ saves believers from eternal judgment. This parallel highlights how God always provides a way of salvation for those who trust in Him, pointing to Jesus as the ultimate source of redemption. Awesome! Congratulations on completing this challenging quiz. How did you do? Whether you passed or learned something new, this story reminds us of God's judgment, grace, and faithfulness. If you enjoyed this challenge, give this video a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more quizzes and Bible insights. Thanks for joining us. May you continue to walk in faith and obedience, just like Noah did. See you in the next quiz.